It's Friday, it's a beautiful morning. I'm heading deep into Robin Hood country. It's time to wake up to walk. Lots of good has happened just because I started the week so well. Morning everyone, welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here, who's ready to attack the day. I've picked up the Robin Hood way and I thought this would be a great place to start today's video. In the distance there, you might just be able to make out the spire to St Mary's Church in the village of Edwinstowe, which is right on the southern edge of Sherwood Forest, and it's thought to be the place where Robin Hood married the Maid Marian. Of course, that goes down in local folklore, and as I'm walking the Robin Hood way, it's really quite significant. I've been speaking over the last couple of weeks about the lack of relevance to Robin Hood himself, but now, as I touched on right at the start of the video, I'm getting deep into Robin Hood country. The trees just beyond the church just drop down a little bit there, but those trees are actually what is today's Sherwood Forest. Over time, of course, that's shrunk to what it is now. Surrounds the major oak where I'm heading to ultimately. Of course, in years gone by, it would have covered all of this land right down to Bestwood Country Park, a place I was at probably a few months ago now. I've come a long way since then, probably about 40 miles. If I'd done it in a straight line, it'd probably been about 10. But there you go. It's been great sort of getting to this point and, like I say, picking up the real relevance to Robin Hood himself. I've done about 5 miles already this morning. Really keen. Looking forward to the weekend. Got a bit of extra time, so thought I'd get out, make the most of that time, you know, and sort of plan everything around what I'm doing. And it's been absolutely fantastic. I picked up just north of Equin. Seems like I've been lingering around there for weeks. After getting over Cowgate, which lasted a couple of weeks, and then cutting my walk short because I got lost, you know, and then of course last week sort of dipping out for a week and just going local to where I live. You know, I've rejoined it, but I've had a really nice walk this morning, absolutely beautiful. The weather was supposed to be a bit wet and damp, but I've woke up, the sun's out, you know, and it's a real fine late summer's morning. First thing, it was cool. The alarm went off at 5, it was still dark, so the signs that autumn's coming, and of course after that the winter, which I'm not looking forward to, although I am in many ways, because it adds a different dimension. You know, the signs are there, but this morning, like I say, it's turned into a real fine day. Really nice, really picking up now. I started north of Equin and some real amazing views. Wasn't expecting too much. It's been tricky over that way, over from in the east of the county. I've started walking back sort of northwest towards where I am today. Real flat route as well, which has made for it's made it a little bit easier, which I appreciate with the fact I'm doing slightly longer than normal. You know, but it's also made for some stunning views. Got plenty of pictures, I'll post them up. No real places of significance until getting here, and whilst Edwinstowe is it just sort of over the way there, I won't actually be going through Edwinstowe today. In a mile or two's time, I'll be taking a bit of a bizarre taking in a bit of a bizarre part of the route where I'll actually be walking a stretch of path, which in 40 miles time I'll be walking the other way down, coming up towards Edwinstowe again and finishing the route. But from here, what happens is we skirt around the edge of Sherwood Forest, head north, continue heading northwest up towards Welbeck in the north of the county, and then out towards the Derbyshire border at Cresswell. We don't quite cross over, thankfully, before turning east towards Clumber Park, taking quite a lot of that. Drop south, back into Sherwood Forest, back to the Major Oak, and then ultimately finishing in the village of Edwinstowe at the church, which I've just pointed out. So whilst I'm very close to the finish today, I'm nowhere near. Probably another 45 miles to go, which I'm really looking forward to, but feel like I'm in a bit of a race against time now. Of course, getting this on a Friday morning is really important, but with British summertime against me, you know, talking what, 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe before the clocks change, and of course I have to get to work. So getting up and doing this, like I say, why it is really important, and I will do it, you know, getting out so far up into the north of Notts when I live right in the south, you know, it's going to be really tricky. So I'm hoping to complete by the time the clocks change. It means I've got to stick at it and get plenty of miles in like today, but where's the problem in that? If I can, I will, because I absolutely love getting out on a Friday morning. You know, today I've already said it's been brilliant. You know, I've walked across those flatlands around the edge of Rufford Park, which was quite bizarre in itself. Surprised it didn't take in a bit more of Rufford Park. A bit like when I went straight by Newstead Abbey, although that day I got lost and ended up in Newstead Abbey. So it wasn't like I missed it completely, but today it didn't go into Rufford Park, which I had plenty to say about, but nonetheless I'm still out and about, attacking what I do, really enjoying it. I'm just going to show you the views around me. You can probably see the sun just coming up to a road to cross as well, but really amazing. Probably have another view of Sherwood Forest in a second. Just a little bit conscious of this little road, but I'll turn around, you might see this church a little bit better from here. So it's just down there, and like I say, these trees in the distance are actually Sherwood Forest itself. I'll be cutting off just a little bit before it. But yeah, I touched on how much I'm looking forward to this weekend, this morning already, but also in previous episodes. Yesterday on Thursday Thoughts, I spoke a lot about the Great North Run and the significance of that to me, and of course I've got that to really look forward to. And sometimes people would say, why would you go and sort of do what you're doing this morning when you've got so much on? But every time I've got a big weekend, this becomes even more important to what I do. You know, getting out, getting that time to prepare. It means I have to prepare beforehand. Thankfully I've got Kay to help me on that one. Kay's dropped me off and going to pick me up at the end, and we're going to go straight on to Newcastle. So what a way to really attack it. You know, feel like I'm already on my holidays, just in a bizarre way. Whilst it's only a weekend, whilst it's all about the Great North Run, it's a little break. You know, we're there till Monday. Different city, good city as well, Newcastle. Nice place to visit, lots to sort of take in up there. So we always look forward to getting back. You know, but this week, when I've been talking about the momentum building, again, this is just sort of the final bit of momentum going into that awesome weekend I've got planned, you know, with lots of guys and lots of people I enjoy spending time with. It's like the last bit, you know, get this out of the way, rave about it, enjoy it, you know, do all my posting on social media, you know, and really sort of then look forward to the journey and what's in store. Do you know, over the week there's not really been a theme. Do you know, I normally talk about a theme that's almost created itself. This week started by really talking about how much I use a Monday, sort of specific to the day, and then it's just kind of, like I say, it's been a case of building momentum from a tricky period, you know. And I talked about walking and the importance following on from last Friday. I'll talk about it again this morning, but lots of good has happened just because I started the week so well. Do you know, and it really is because of that. People say, oh yeah, that, whatever, do you know, but the reality is, if I'd not been so positive, so determined and focused to give it a real go, there's things I could have put off. There's things I could have really left behind me and not worried too much. So just bear with me a second. This is a first on the Robin Hood Way. I'm actually crossing a live railway, which I didn't know was going to be here. So I look forward to looking, and then nearly tripped over it. I look forward to looking up where that leads to and from. But sorry, I'm just having a tricky part of the skate, which is not that tricky at all. Yeah, so I'll look that up, by the way. Those are the kind of things that you pick up along the way. Yeah, so from doing all that, having that positive attitude on Monday, could have easily have sort of started the week wrong. I ended up at points sort of having things sort of happen which I wasn't expecting, you know, and whilst I rushed them through, I think I've done them quite well, do you know, but if I'd not been in the right place, it might not have happened, do you know. And I spoke about how we created a fundraiser through Do Running, you know, to help one of the guys within the running club push the message about the need for defibrillators and things like that, because we can. But if I wasn't feeling fantastic, if I wasn't confident, if I wasn't focused, you know, it might have been a case of just not doing it, you know, and that wouldn't be being selfish, that wouldn't be not considerate or anything like that. It's just because we're all in a certain place at certain times, and by giving myself a chance this week, by wanting to do the things I do, by being determined and dedicated to what I'm doing, committed to spreading the word and being positive and enthusiastic. I've spoken about this a lot sort of away from DOdaily this week within the running group. It's been a couple of months now since everybody's been back together, and I know I'm really enthusiastic and positive about what I do, and I know not everybody's the same, but I've kind of put the message out there that it's something to enjoy, do you know, the chance. It's not the time after a couple of months to be complacent about what we can do again, do you know, so we've got to sort of want to enjoy it, want to make the most of it. And by feeling like that about some of the things I do, it's led into nicely linked into other things that I can do to help and support others. And I always talk, don't I, about the importance of helping and supporting others to help us feel great as well. It's the first thing we can do. Small gestures sometimes, what we're doing with the fundraiser is quite a big effort and looking to achieve great things, but sometimes it's just the smallest things we can do. Hopefully I can help people by talking so openly and honestly. Check out that Thursday Thoughts, real sort of got real deep in that about why the Great North Run's important to me, and hopefully someone just picks up on that. But there's other little things we can do it sort of throughout the day, whether it's buying someone a coffee, holding the door open, even just saying well done, thank you, you know, all these things are really important to making your day and helping others make theirs. You know, I'm just going to show you around me. Really nice spot. Hopefully I'm still going the right way. Believe I am. But yeah, it's just a reminder that as I've sort of built that momentum throughout the week and built activities and jobs to do, how we can support and help others, because I'm feeling great and I'm feeling determined and I'm feeling positive and I feel confident, which is key, you know, because I'll be honest, I struggle with confidence at times. You know, I know what I can do. Sorry about that, nearly dropped the camera. But yeah, I struggle with confidence. I struggle with confidence with this. I said yesterday that every single day It frightens me to death doing DOdaily, saying the right thing, saying the wrong thing. You know, you have to be careful. But what I try to do is not think too much about it. And again, it's been a case of that this week. That's almost been the theme, hasn't it? That I've not thought too much about what's going to happen next. But when it has, I've been in the best position possible. And that's a nice way to round things off. It's kind of just clicked in my mind. It's just dawned on me the way it's been, you know, and I think I've finally managed to articulate it there for you guys. So hopefully, whilst I'm out on the Robin Hood Way, you're enjoying what I've got to say, some of the amazing views. You know, I'll have a lot more history and points of interest. I think the route, as we get that little bit deeper into it now, into the north of the county, it gets a little bit more rugged again. Some real sort of interesting places to visit, caves and streams and all sorts of things like that. So whilst we've had the sort of straightforwardness of the past few miles, and then before that the tricky terrain but not really much happening in the east of the county, we're now getting towards the northwest. Lots to see, lots to do, lots more to be enthusiastic and positive about. And that's the message, if anything, isn't it? Take it into the weekend, really look forward to what you got to do. Do you know, I've got that Great North Run. I've set myself a little target, having done the London landmarks in 2 hours 26 with an injury after a late night party, you know, not in the best condition. I'm just feeling the signs of improvement, well, showing signs of improvement, feeling a lot better, you know. So another little target, 2 hours 15, still half an hour slower than I did it last time, but that doesn't matter, does it? I really did talk about yesterday about coming full circle from doing the Great North Run 5 years ago and being in a place where I can finish it regardless of time, effort, whatever it does to me physically, and be absolutely over the moon about where I've come from in that time. And that's what it's about, isn't it? Without enjoying what I do, without being enthusiastic and positive, you know, I wouldn't be here. It's just that thought, guys. Take it with you into the weekend, into next week, and you never know, you might have an absolute cracker. I've had one. You know, this week's been absolutely fantastic. You know, I know around the corner there'll be something to upset me, throw me off track, but that'll happen when it happens. For now, I'm absolutely loving it. Have a great one, guys. Do what you got to do, make the absolute most. Just doing it. Just checking back in briefly, guys, with one really important final message today. As I walk through the tall trees in Sherwood Forest, and I'm on my own with my thoughts and a realisation of what I do here, and the fact it's World Suicide Prevention Day today. I've done whatever I can, whether it's enough ultimately, whether I can do more, I'll only sort of try my best to keep doing so. It's a really sort of momentous occasion each year. A guy who came to do running, now Jamie, who really embraced my thoughts and what I'm trying to achieve from the off, unfortunately took his own life. You know, and what I've tried to do ever since that day is keep his memory going, especially, but build some kind of legacy from it. This is why I do such things as DOdaily. I talk openly and honestly, you know, to ensure that myself, first and foremost, I spoke about that bad place I was in, but then also others can see that it's not a straightforward journey. We have our ups and downs, but I just wanted to close today. My thoughts are with Jamie and anybody else suffering. Please, if you need to, get in touch. I'll do my absolute best. I might not be perfect, but I'll do what I can to help. Always a lending ear, no matter who you are, no matter what your experience, no matter what you think of me. you know, it's all about trying to make it that little bit better for each other. Once again, guys, just doing it.